Axie Infinity is usually a low-ranking coin with the ticker Axes that doesn't really have a value of $4.89 and a market price of $689,433,722 in a straightforward way. Digital currencies aren't just a toy for tech nerds, opportunists, and unknown sellers anymore, despite what most people think. Instead, they are a resource class that is heavily regulated and surprisingly treated as real money by some very big bettors. Banks usually buy Axie Infinity and other digital forms of money at the same time to protect their assets against the running growth that hurts the traditional financial business sectors, despite what most people think. Now is the time to talk about our short dash, medium dash, and long-term predictions for the Axie market. These predictions are based on the readings of our really great crypto unpredictability record, which helps us gauge the market's mood and predict where it will go in a big way. At the moment, the price of Axie Infinity is $4.89, and the price of Axie Infinity in particular is $4.89. Our company keeps an eye on changes in these three areas so that clients always have the most up-to-date information about how to use digital assets in their portfolios. It's also important to always look at the verified information that lets you get a clear picture of how the market works and where it's going. For example, on August 30th, the price of a Axie Infinity went up by a little more than $1,000. Axie was valued at 5.98 on August 29th, which means that the price hasn't changed at all since then. A month ago, on July 19th, a market member put the price of Axie Infinity at 6.38 cents. So, the coin has moved 23.31 to get to where it is now. The analysis of market capitalization usually has the same weight in both digital currency and traditional markets. This is shown by the fact that on August 30th, the price of Axie Infinity was 4.84 cents at the end of the trading period, and the price change was 0.77, which is a very important number because it is often used to sort of decide the genealogical value of a person. This type of measurement is also used to see how popular Axie Infinity is compared to the rest of the digital currency market. Changes in this area could also give hints about how it will be used in the future. Give the limit that will make sense later based on the current value of the digital currency under audit. As of today, the market price of a Axie Infinity usually stays at $689,430,372 USD. Which shapes the reason for really pretty positioning, especially was mentioned before, showing how digital currencies kind of have really long past the point of being a toy for tech nerds, opportunists, and obscure vendors in a quiet way. Recently on August 30th, Axie explicitly had a market capitalization of $682.000014 in a quiet way. Keep going week on August 29th, the market capitalization of the coin being talked about for the most part was showing that this very statistic is also used to measure how popular Axie Infinity is compared to the rest of the digital currency market. The ways in which things have changed could also offer clues about how it will be used in the future. Show that, contrary to what most people think, it is now a resource class that is heavily controlled and surprisingly accepted as legitimate. Finally, the flowing stockpile is used to calculate the market capitalization and sort of survey the coins that are still in the positions. This is a very big deal because it shows that the coins are still in demand. Most people agree that digital currencies with a circulating supply of between 60 million and 150 million are the best for long-term investments because their value is likely to rise over a long period of time, maybe even years, while keeping a steady growth rate, which is very important at this crossroads. In every practical sense, recent hours the exchanging volume related with Axie arrived at the place of 19,615,644, which basically is genuinely huge. Recently on August 30th, the normal weighted exchanging volume recorded toward the finish of the exchanging time frame in a real sense remained at 56.77267, which especially is very critical. 7 days prior on August 29th, how much access that was traded between market members by and large was assessed. at 43.737,815, which generally is very critical. Presently comes an opportunity to in a real sense make sense of exhaustively the embodiment of the crypto unpredictability file fixed, since it's a highlight of our cost expectation model that permits us to, all things considered, predict the way that a Shia infinity will fundamentally follow over the course of the following 1 to 5 years. So yesterday on August 30th, Axie basically had a market capitalization of 682.000 when for and in an obtrusive manner. Kvix generally is the consequence of the careful work of our group of market specialists and programming engineers that surfaced with an extremely novel recipe for checking and picture Bitcoin price prediction. As $5 billion in trading volume puts BTC back in the green. Is it time to buy? In the complicated world of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is at the forefront of strategic discussions. Its impressive $5 billion trade volume, which has put the asset back in the black, is a good example of this. Even with this momentum, the commodity is worth about $26,011 as of Monday, which is a slight drop of nearly 0.1%. This price isn't just based on how the market works. It's also heavily influenced by how people feel. The recent ideas President Biden made about how cryptocurrency tax reporting standards should work have gotten the global cryptocurrency group very busy with discussions. Also, the financial markets are acting more cautiously after Chairman Powell's pointed comments about the current U.S. inflation rates, which he says are too high. As people try to make sense of this complicated web, the most important question is whether Bitcoin is a good way to trade in the current financial system. Different people have different opinions about what Biden wants to do with crypto tax reporting standards. People with a lot of influence in the cryptocurrency world are worried about the new crypto tax reporting rules that U.S. Vice President Joe Biden is proposing. The Internal Revenue Services, IRS, plan to make brokers follow tax laws better by giving them tighter rules has been criticized. Crypto experts worry that these rules could make it hard for crypto companies to do business in the U.S. Some people think that the strict rules could slow down innovation and make the business leave the country. Some people, like CEO of Messari Ryan Selkes and president of CoinFund Chris Perkins, think that the rules could slow down growth and new ideas. In light of these worries, the BTC/USD exchange rate is going down, which may be due to these regulation changes. When Powell warns of high inflation in the U.S., investors get nervous. Asia's cryptocurrency market was stable on Monday, despite comments from U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell about how high inflation is still going. Cointime Economics by Glassnode and ARK Invest is changing the way Bitcoin is valued. Glassnode and ARK Invest have come up with Cointime Economics, a new way to figure out how much Bitcoin is worth based on measures that are already on the blockchain. Researchers James